Hi, I'm Ioana. Thank you for joining me again. Today we're gonna make Mapo Tofu. It's one of my favorite recipes. I fell in love with it when I went to China in 2018 for my year abroad. There's a few ingredients that you're gonna need. Let me take you through them so we can get started. You're gonna need some minced meat. I used pork, but I think originally you make it with beef, so it's up to you whichever you want to use. I've got some soy sauce, some Shaoxing wine, I have some sesame oil, some red chili pepper that I've diced. I've got a combination of ginger and garlic. I have some Sichuan Peppercorns, which give you that nice, lovely, numbing spice. I have some Doubanjiang, I have some spring onions, I've got some Silken Tofu. You have to be very gentle with it. Mine actually just started to break up a little bit when I took it out of the package. Part of it was left in there, so just be very careful with it. You can use medium or firm tofu, but I really like this Silken Tofu. You're also gonna need some chili oil. This is my homemade chili oil, so make sure to check out my recipe from last time when I made this. You're gonna need a mixture of cornstarch and water to thicken the sauce. I've got a little bit of vegetable oil as well. I have some water. You can use some stock, but I think the flavor is really nice from all of those ingredients, so I'm just gonna use water for today. And I know this is not traditional, but I really like to use Enoki Mushrooms. I think they're wonderful in pretty much any dish, so I'm gonna use them for today. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the heat on. I'm gonna use medium heat. I don't want to have it on high because I don't want to burn anything. So I've got my wok preheating now. Make sure that yours is seasoned properly. I need to do mine. I'm gonna add a little bit of vegetable oil, just a couple of tablespoons. What I love about these carbon steel woks is that they immediately start to heat up. So I'm gonna break the meat apart. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit more. Are you gonna give me the final verdict? Yeah? Now at this point the liquid has started to evaporate, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start adding my garlic and my ginger. I'm gonna incorporate this as well. I'm gonna add in my red chili. You can use dried chili as well if you want to, but I decided to use fresh for this recipe. You can skip this as well if you don't want to use it. Now I'm gonna add in my light soy sauce. Now I'm gonna add in my Doubanjiang, my chili bean paste. Just look at this color, it looks magnificent. Also gonna add in some of my homemade chili oil. You can add as much or as little as you want, depending on how spicy you want to have it. Now I'm gonna add in the water. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start crushing my Sichuan peppercorns. You can toast them before if you want to, but I'm gonna just use them like that. I'm gonna set this aside because I want to add this at the end to keep the flavor. Now at this point, I want to start adding in my Enoki mushrooms. I absolutely love them. I rinsed them and I chopped the end off because there was some dirt on. I'm just gonna gently give them a stir. Like I said, I know traditionally you don't put Enoki mushrooms, but I really like to have them. I think they're wonderful. Now it's time to add my Silken Tofu. Be very gentle with it. At this point, we don't really want to stir this anymore. We just want to add it and just move it around very gently. So just very gently. I'm gonna let this cook just for about a couple of minutes. Now at this point, I also want to start adding my cornstarch with the water mixture so that it starts to thicken up a little bit. Now after about a couple of minutes, I'm gonna add in my Sichuan peppercorns. You can use more or less, it's up to you how spicy you want to have the dish. I'm gently just gonna stir it in. Remember, we don't want to break tofu too much. I'm going to add my Shaoxing wine. And I also want a little bit of the sesame oil. It really gives it a nice flavor and addition to the dish. And finally, I'm gonna add some spring onions. And I'm going to start plating this. I mean, just look at how amazing it looks. I cannot wait to dig in. Now, I'm gonna grab a clean bowl. I'm gently going to layer in my dish. And this dish works really well with some cooked rice, so you can use some rice to eat this with. And don't forget the spring onions as well. I mean, just look at how beautiful it looks. I've also put some in a bowl with rice. Right, then let's give this a try and see how it turned out. It looks phenomenal. Let's see how it tastes. It is so full of flavor. I love the numbing spice. Before I went to China, I heard about this numbing spice taste as well, but I couldn't really imagine it because I thought your mouth would just go numb and that's it. But actually, there's so much flavor in it. I love the texture of the silken tofu. I absolutely love all the spices in this. It's divine. If you don't like the texture of the silken tofu, you can use firm tofu. This is just like a hug in a bowl. I really hope you give this recipe a try. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of it. Remember to like, subscribe, and share my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!